we present a tale that defies the boundaries of time and space. A man emerged, claiming to have journeyed to the year 3906. His experiences there offer a glimpse into a distant future that strains the imagination, where technology, society, and the very foundations of existence have undergone unrecognizable transformations. But what does the world of 3906 look like? And what secrets does the future hold for our species? Prepare to embark on a journey to the year 3906, unraveling the mysteries of Paul Amadeus Denk's extraordinary time travel story. In 1924, Paul Amadeus Denk, a German teacher battling tuberculosis in Greece, yearned to return to his homeland, Switzerland. As his health deteriorated, he entrusted his handwritten notes, spanning hundreds of pages, to his favorite language student, Georgios Papahatsis. Denk hoped the translation of these notes would aid Papahatsis in his German studies. Bidding farewell, they were unaware that this would be their final encounter. As Papahatsis embarked on the translation process, he encountered unexpected content within the pages. The notes contained extensive passages about the prediction of a nuclear conflict, the colonization of Mars, the establishment of a global government, and topics like flying vehicles, holographic technology, and contact with extraterrestrial beings. Initially dismissing the material as science fiction, Papahatsis confronted a different reality as the text unfolded. Incredibly, the work he assumed to be science fiction turned out to be Denk's diary. The diary detailed an extraordinary experience where Denk fell into a coma in 1921 and subsequently awoke in the year 3906. During this peculiar time slip, Denk spent an entire year in the distant future, meticulously recording every detail he encountered. Denk's writings offer a chronicle of his remarkable time travel story. The tale begins in May 1921, when Paul Denk experiences dizziness during a lesson in his college language class. Denk was known for his health issues, and this incident ultimately led to his hospitalization. He then battled a severe fever, resulting in intermittent periods of unconsciousness. During these episodes, Denk perceived the presence of various individuals around him, but his weakened state hindered effective communication. Upon regaining consciousness, he found himself in an unfamiliar hospital room, surrounded by people wearing strange clothes and speaking an unrecognizable language. As a language teacher, Denk recognized some words resembling English and Swedish, but his attempts to communicate failed. Eventually, a doctor recognized his language and attempted to communicate using broken German. He meets a renowned physics professor named Dr. Andreas Noram, and Denk experiences a profound shock when presented with a mirror, revealing an unfamiliar face reflected back at him. He contemplates the possibility of having died or suffering from a severe mental disorder. While asserting his identity as an ordinary language teacher from Switzerland, he states the year as 1922. However, the doctors reveal the actual year to be 3906. After witnessing the surreal landscape outside, Denk loses consciousness once more. 3 days later, Denk recovers and provides a detailed description of his surroundings. He observes crystal walls and luminous metal objects. He encounters 2 elderly figures referred to as electors, who serve as wise elders. Initially, Denk's experiences are attributed to brain trauma, but the electors begin to believe his extraordinary tale. It is theorized that Denk's consciousness transferred into the body of Andreas Noram, who had experienced clinical death during an accident, propelling him 2,000 years into the future, to the year 3906. Denk discovers that consciousness, existing across time and space, can transcend linear time, allowing it to be transported to the past or future. A man named Stefan, a close friend of Noram, who is aware of Denk's true identity, is tasked with informing him about modern society. Denk expresses greater interest in his 1920s past and never sleeps in the future. He spends nights reading books and learning the new language. Denk utilizes a modern learning device called the Oregon Schwager, which presents moving three-dimensional images and narrated music that glow in the dark. He learns about significant challenges faced by humanity between the years 2000 and 2300. Mars was successfully colonized, but a catastrophic event in 2265 led to the colony's destruction. In 2309, a medium-scale nuclear war erupted, devastating much of Europe and resulting in significant population losses over its 80-year duration. In 2396, a new world government was established. Approximately 200 years later, this single world government began shifting towards a more rational and humane governance structure, with scientists, philosophers, and humanitarians occupying high-ranking positions. In 2823, a world leader named Tora Hild proposed a new economic system that marked the beginning of a profound societal transformation. This system was founded on global abundance rather than scarcity, motivating people to work for the greater good. Thanks to technological advancements and automation, by Paul Denk's time, people only spent 2 years of their lives working. Education commenced in childhood, and individuals entered the workforce at 17, retiring after 2 years of intensive labor. In 3906, all material needs, including food, shelter, clothing, education, and entertainment, were provided by the global community. The concept of money ceased to exist, and value was placed on art and science. The needlework or needlework phenomenon, anticipated to occur around the year 3000, involved an evolution in the human brain structure and the development of a new sensory organ. This new organ granted individuals the ability to perceive an entirely new plane of existence and access extraordinary spiritual knowledge. However, the intense emotions brought about by this transformation initially caused panic, and no one survived the process at first. With 76-year-old Alexis Vouillet experiencing and surviving this phenomenon, Homo sapiens evolved into Homo occidental novus, or the new Western human. In 3906, the concept of law became nearly obsolete as people willingly worked for the common good, and selfishness was viewed as an archaic remnant of a less evolved species. Paul Denk found the behavior of future humans peculiar. They exhibited carefree and childlike qualities. Denk pondered whether these traits were genuinely childlike or perhaps even divine. The question of how future humans would cope with external threats like aliens arose. Stefan revealed that humans had already engaged in positive interactions with extraterrestrial beings on several occasions. The people of the future were aware of intelligent beings residing within the solar system and throughout the galaxy, but these beings preferred distant observation rather than direct communication. He learned that these extraterrestrial entities allowed humanity to chart its own course, intervening only at critical moments. In his youth, Paul had fallen in love with a girl named Anna from his village, but Anna's family wanted her to marry someone else. In their final moments, Paul wished for a day that would last forever, and received a promise from Anna that they would reunite. Years later, in 3906, Paul formed a special bond with a woman named Sylvia and planned a surprise visit to his old village. Their day in the village culminated at the same hill where Paul and Anna had shared significant moments. Sylvia crafted a wreath of windflowers for Paul, which he interpreted as a long-awaited sign. Stefan suggested to Paul that time was not linear and that Sylvia might be the reincarnated soul of Anna. This led Paul to believe that a promise made 2,000 years ago had been fulfilled. The story raises questions about whether Paul Amadeus Denk's account is genuine or a fabrication for financial gain. It is debated whether Denk's claims are based on actual events, and if he could have conjured a detailed vision of a future world during a coma. An alternative theory proposes that Paul Amadeus Denk might be an entirely fictional character, and his existence could be a fabrication. Denk's story gained attention on online platforms, but research revealed no historical records of Denk or the claims associated with him. The original handwritten diary, where Denk recounted his extraordinary experiences, was lost during a search in Greece during the war period. Similarities between Denk's narrative and H.P. Lovecraft's The Shadow Out of Time are noteworthy. Both stories are written in a first-person diary format, and the main characters awaken in a different era. Since Lovecraft's story was published in 1936, doubts arise about the authenticity of Denk's alleged experiences in the 1920s. Georgios Papahatsis is noted as a respected law professor and intellectual who served as a judge in Greece's Council of State. Papahatsis' serious and academic background suggests that Denk's diary might have been created by Papahatsis as an intellectual work and exploration of the human spirit. It is pointed out that science fiction elements and a love story might have been employed as literary devices rather than an attempt to present the events as factual. In the internet age, the rapid spread of stories makes it challenging to determine Papahatzis's original intent. It becomes difficult to predict whether the story of a patient experiencing time travel under the influence of a coma would be taken seriously. This analysis suggests that Paul Denk's story might be an intellectual work, leaving the ultimate interpretation and belief in how it would be perceived and believed on the internet over time open to question. In the light of the future, through the eyes of Paul Amadeus Denk, we witness the harmonious coexistence of humanity and technology in 3906. This new world is not defined solely by technological advancements, but also by profound social and cultural evolution. Denk recounts how in this advanced society, humans and artificial intelligence collaborate to overcome the challenges of previous eras, realizing a vision of a utopian society. The society fulfills its energy needs entirely from renewable sources. Solar, wind, and stellar energy power every aspect of life. This abundance of energy ensures that everyone has access to the resources they require, redefining the concept of material wealth. Denk observes that this society transcends material needs, focusing instead on the spiritual and intellectual growth of individuals. The education system adopts a personalized approach, allowing individuals to discover their creativity and unique talents. Art, science, and philosophy are embraced as the cornerstones of society. Denk emphasizes that interplanetary travel and deep space exploration have played crucial roles in humanity's attainment of a universal level of consciousness. In this society, environmental sustainability and the preservation of interplanetary ecosystems have become everyone's responsibility. Denk shares the excitement of witnessing the human-led greening of Mars and the Moon as these new worlds develop their own ecosystems. This demonstrates that humanity's presence in space is not limited to exploration, but also involves becoming an integral part of the cosmos. Technological advancements go beyond extending human lifespans to enhancing the quality of life. Healthcare adopts a preventative approach, focusing on preventing diseases and improving individuals' overall well-being rather than merely treating illnesses. Denk notes that people prioritize their physical and mental health more than ever before, resulting in a happier and more productive society. Denk's story highlights that the society of the future focuses not only on technological progress, but also on building a community that nurtures the human spirit and fosters a sense of belonging. Communication technologies enable people to connect instantly, not only within Earth, but also with colonies in the depths of space. This marks the emergence of an interplanetary society, redefining human relationships with each other and the universe. Denk showcases collaborative workspaces where humans and artificial intelligence units work together to generate creative solutions, as one of the most striking features of this society. Artificial intelligence is embraced as a tool that enriches the human experience and simplifies life. This symbiotic relationship fosters the creation of new works of art, scientific discoveries, and philosophical theories. Denk's narrative illustrates how individuals in the future society transform themselves and their surroundings, adopting a conscious and sustainable lifestyle. This society is built on a structure that balances individual freedom, community well-being, and environmental sustainability. Denk emphasizes that this society represents a new chapter in human history, ushering in an era of universal peace and understanding. This extended narrative delves deeper into Paul Amadeus Denk's experiences in 3906 and his hopes for the future. Denk's observations reveal how the relationship between technology and the human spirit can not only simplify life, but also help humanity rediscover its place and meaning within the universe. This story reminds readers that the future is limited only by our imagination, and that humanity has the potential to create a better world based on mutual respect, understanding, and cooperation. Let me know if you'd like to further explore any particular aspects of Denk's journey or the future he encountered.